So, you've just poured your life savings into buying your first house. You've done it, you're on the property ladder. All you need to do now is make that space your home. But with all your funds invested in the building itself, improving the interior may be a step too far. Fortunately, there are plenty of ways to turn your home into an awesome living area for next to nothing, from upcycling old furniture to some truly innovative dye projects. 20. Use champagne bottles as jewelry holders. This could easily have looked super tacky. But somehow, whoever put this together has totally pulled it off. Maybe it's the beautiful, color-coordinated jewelry, or the classy dark green bottle. Either way, it's gorgeous proof that upcycling old champagne bottles really has its merits. So, think twice before chucking them in the recycling bin. 19. Use stainless steel paint on old appliances. Believe it or not, this fridge used to be a different color altogether. It's just been coated with stainless steel paint. Yes, if you're lamenting buying all those white appliances before realizing that steel just looks so much more stylish, you don't need to throw them all away. Indeed, you can just grab a tin of paint and voila! Chic stainless steel everywhere. 18. Dye mason jar chandelier. Sure, you could buy pre-made chandeliers that look like they came out of a French palace. But why spend all that money when you can make a very cool one yourself for a fraction of the price? Simply drill holes in a piece of wood, thread electrical wires through and use a wire nut to collect them. Then, attach bulbs to each dangling wire, insert them into the jars, screw the assembly to the ceiling and wire it up. 17. Spray paint shower fixtures. If you've grown tired of your current bathroom fixtures, you may be tempted to replace them altogether. But before you go to the hassle and expense of doing so, you may want to try spray painting them. After all, you can choose any color you like, and there's absolutely no plumbing involved. After a rub down with some sandpaper and a few coats of primer, the world of brightly colored tabs is your oyster. 16. Use marble contact paper on old furniture. Looking to introduce a little luxury to your furnishings, but only have a basic budget? Have no fear, the seemingly impossible is, in fact, possible thanks to the magic of marble contact paper. Indeed, this self-adhesive vinyl can be had for just a few dollars, but will instantly spruce up any surface that you apply it to. 15. Flip a funky trash can for a side table. Side tables can be so dull. Yes, even though they're practical in some situations, we don't need that many miniature chests of drawers everywhere we turn. Fortunately, you can add a little spice to your surroundings with a trash can. Of all things, all you need is your imagination and some paint. 14. Make an underground oven first. Dig out the pit and line it with cinder blocks. Then, toss in some wood to get a fire going for a couple of hours, and once it's out, lay down your grill racks and foil-wrapped meat. Seal it with a sheet of foil, bury it and wait a good few hours. Finally, dig up your meat and enjoy probably the finest barbecue you've ever had. 13. Add glitter to your walls. It may prove polarizing among your guests, but if you love glitter, then we say go for it. Just don't go too overboard. Of course, a feature wall is generally plenty. And while sparkly walls can look tacky in some circumstances, it is possible to pull it off successfully if used sparingly. 12. Dye pebble bath mat. Another innovative slice of home decor that can be had much cheaper if you do it yourself. A pebble bath mat may just make you feel like you're living in a spa. And it's as simple as it looks. All you need to do is glue some clean rocks onto a rubber bath mat. Just make sure you wait a day or so for the glue to dry before standing on it. 11. Use books to hide your router. As essential as routers are, an unsightly black box with blinking lights and multiple protruding wires can really mess up your home aesthetic. Fortunately, there are ways to hide them, such as appropriating old book spines. Simply arrange them around a wooden box and pop your router inside. Nobody will be any the wiser. 10. Use electrical tape to modernize your appliances. To be honest, we can't believe that we've never thought of this before. But in hindsight, it seems so simple, and that's really what makes it so ingenious. The sticky stuff is so versatile that you can use any design your imagination allows. Plus, electrical tape generally leaves no messy residue behind, so you can redo the pattern however you like when you get bored. 9. Hot wires with a shower rod cover. If you've ever thought about wall mounting your TV, you've probably wondered where the wires would go. Well, in many setups, they no doubt dangle aimlessly down the wall. Fortunately, it doesn't have to come to that. Indeed, you can simply thread them through a shower rod cover to keep things looking neat. 8. Upcycle old furniture. Brand new furniture can be super expensive, particularly if you're trying to furnish an entire home. Salvaging old, weathered furniture can be a great alternative, however. And it doesn't have to look dilapidated. Indeed, you can easily spruce it up with a little care and attention, for a fraction of the cost of buying new. From making inexpensive new covers to splashing on some fabric paint, an old sofa could be a new sofa before you know it. 7. Dye rope basket. To create this awesome, cheap rope basket, first glue felt to the outside of a regular, plastic laundry basket, leaving enough material to act as the internal liner. Then, wrap rope around the basket, gluing it down. Finally, cut off the rim at the top of the plastic basket, push in the leftover felt and paint the rope whatever color you like. 6. Dye rustic shutter bench. If you happen to have an old shutter lying around, or spot one that someone's throwing out, you can in fact repurpose it into a piece of rustic furniture. Indeed, simply attach it to a similar-sized piece of wood for reinforcement. Add some legs and you're good to go. 5. Dye floating shelf. Sometimes, it's the simplest things that can add a real touch of class to your home decor. Take this floating shelf, for instance, which is nothing more than some knotted yarn and a circular piece of wood. But pop some plants on it, hang it from a high point in the room, and suddenly it's a beautiful, chief focal point that really elevates your home's aesthetic. 4. Dye succulent garden. Creating a tiny garden of succulents is a great case of minimum effort, maximum reward. After all, it only takes a few rocks, for drainage, some soil and the plants themselves to turn a bowl into a beautiful decoration that can transform any living space. And you could even top the soil off with gold pebbles for an extra touch of luxury. 3. Dye honeycomb shelves. Believe it or not, these awesome shelves are made out of nothing more than regular old popsicle sticks. Yes, they're simply layered up and glued together, before being finished off with a wood stain and hung on the wall. So, if you thought popsicle stick crafts were solely the remit of third graders, it's time to think again. 2. Spray paint exposed pipes. Exposed pipes can really put a dampener on your bathroom or kitchen, but fear not, there is a solution. Indeed, you can simply spray paint them in a more attractive color, such as gold. And painting your other fixtures to match will really complete the look. 1. Decorate your chairs. Plain chairs can be so boring and uninspired. Adding a different material to the seat and back, such as the map pictured here, can really add some life to your seating arrangements. And it doesn't just have to be a map, it can be absolutely anything you like to fit in with the rest of your decor.